What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live Before Lock. It is Friday, and listen, you might be a little concerned. What's going on here? Do we have to call the cops? Look at our show notes. We're doing a little Movember campaign, raise some money for some mental health. So go ahead and check that out if that's something you are into. We get a fun one for you today. There's a lot of injury news. I feel like there's two situations we really have to figure out that are a little tricky. We're going to have a guest come on in just a little bit to help us out, figure out how are we handling this? You know what I'm saying? But to get things cooking, we will give away another limited card because that's what we do up in here in this Live Before Lock show. So I'm going to share my screen just to get you going. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag gnome into the chat, baby. And then we'll get this giveaway going. So you're gonna like the stream, subscribe to All Things Team Hold, and put hashtag gnome into the chat. If this is your first time here, you can look at the pin chat, baby. Look at that pin chat. Pin chat gets you started on SORARE. If you haven't been started yet, you click that link, you sign up, you get 20 free common cards. You're like, holy shit, this is the best. I can get started. If you buy 5 things on an auction, you get a 6th one free. Makes us look like good people. So we appreciate that if that's something that you're into. Some other housekeeping stuff. If you look in the show notes, you can find all of our shit. All right. You can join our Discord. You can sign up for Momentum Labs, which are the projections we're going to be using today. So check out all that stuff. And then just so you know what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be taking a look at all the NBA injury news that's coming in here last minute. We're going to try to see if there's any last minute deals we can find in the marketplace. Try to construct a lineup that makes the most sense with the most amount of information that we have. And we'll go from there. We did this on Monday. Our man Top Shot Talk joined, and that was fire. We had a solid week this week. We smashed. We got a rare tier 3 in our rare contender, and then I think it was like a tier 5 in limited contender. That was actually pretty embarrassing. We didn't love that one. But you know what? Who cares? It's all good. All right. Let me just make sure our boy Gnome knows where he's going. You know what I'm saying? All right. He's checking. I think I just heard from him. He's coming now. All right, we're about to get Gnome on here. Hell yes. But the two situations we have to monitor: Miami, straight dumpster fire. Miami, breaking news. I am going to be playing for Miami. So I'll be starting up. You can get me, I think, for 2 ETH right now on the marketplace. But Miami's got like 42 dudes missing. They actually just announced Jimmy Butler is going to be missing 3 games, I think. 3 games. They also, I think, Caleb Martin's questionable. Bam is like doubtful. Dwayne Dedman's questionable. They're missing so many. Duncan Robinson is out. So like the entire Miami Heat, the entire state of Florida is sitting out tonight. Jovic is pumping big time. We're going to talk about Jovic because I scooped one up today and it feels dirty that we did it. I think our guest is ready to go. Can I get a thumbs up if you're good to go back there? Is Gnome ready? Gnome, hell yeah, Gnome. Let's get him on, man. How we doing?
Good. Hello. Can you hear me well?
Great. You sound great. I feel like you've come on like the morning show or ripped packs before, right? This isn't your first team hold experience, correct?
Yeah, I was once about a year ago, give or take, for like a run it back pack opening.
There we go. Back in the in the golden days.
Yeah. I still remember what I got in that pack. I got a Tyson Chandler run it back.
There you go. No regrets, right? No regrets. Gnome has been making some content. I'm actually going to share his Twitter into the chat. So you should definitely be following Gnome if you aren't already. He's been firing out some great stuff. But Gnome, let me turn it over to you a little bit. As we're approaching lock, where's your head at, and what's sticking out to you right now?
So honestly, probably like the most complicated and confusing thing is to figure out the injuries before the lock. So I'm trying to kind of go over scenarios and see like if any report on a specific player or how it impacts other players. And we're still waiting on it, but I do have like a core that I want to play.
Yeah.
And like the last 2 spots are changeable depending on injuries and reports.
So one of the things that, the Miami stuff is like pretty important right now, right? Like and that's what I was just starting to get into, but I saw, so a bunch of news just came out. It sounds like Caleb Martin's good to go. Dwayne Dedman just got ruled out, which is huge because that means Dedman's out. That means Butler's out. And Bam is, I think, about to be ruled out if he hasn't been ruled out yet. So they have no bigs. Gabe Vincent, who I was really excited to play, has just been downgraded to questionable. So that makes me
Wow.
nervous because I thought he was going to be a great play. So I'll throw another dart at you in a second for some Miami Heat guys. Chris Paul also just got ruled out. Dean Wade's out. Yeah, and so a lot of stuff's coming down the pipe too. Jordan Goodwin, who I knew was people were excited to play him for a little bit, he was ruled out as well. But so the Miami situation is so weird, right? Like Nikola Jovic, I think is probably a great play now with a cap of 4, and there's no bigs like to take any time away from him. So I imagine he's going to play a ton. The Gabe Vincent thing's now important. And then, I mean, like if you have Max Strus, I think Strus is probably a good play. Caleb Martin's probably a good play. I don't know. Is there anybody on Miami you're targeting right now?
So I think it's all cap related. Obviously, we live in a world of points cap. So I think Jovic is definitely the safest play, hands down. Like his points cap is 4, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Yep. 4.
So that's the safest play because they don't have any bigs, and like with that points cap, there's not much room to go wrong. Even if he gets like 15 points in fantasy, it's still like 11 points above his cap.
Right. And so if we're looking at Momentum Labs here, and you can see in the show notes, I'll actually drop a link in there too for the chat if that's something. This is behind the paywall here. It's a relatively cheap subscription. But I'm going to drop a link in there if you want to check out Momentum Labs. But Jovic here, right? Cap of 4 is and again, these are just projections, but projecting for 26 fantasy points.
Wait, so if he doesn't get 26 points, do I get my money back?
Yeah, you get. That's exactly right. Yeah, if he doesn't get 26, you get your money back. That's exactly right.
All right, because if
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you though. I think that one sticks out as a pretty solid play there for Miami. Just knowing that he's going to get like 30 minutes, like easy, right? And he started in place of Bam 2 nights ago and had a pretty solid game. Nothing crazy, but now with Dedmon out too. The other guy that I wanted to point out, if Gabe Vincent sits, and I think Jamal Cain, who I don't know if anybody knows who this man is. Right now, he's actually projecting for 18. Yeah, he played a lot in summer league, and he's had a couple of spot moments here in like blowout games. But he's someone. Well, Top Shot Lifer too is saying that's if he doesn't get into foul trouble. I know, but you could put that on anybody. Like that's like saying as long as he doesn't get hurt. Like, so I get what you're saying. He could get into foul trouble, but anyways, yeah, the Miami situation is kind of a shit show.
I tell you what, I think with some players, you need to be careful from a trap. Like, because a lot of people like mindset would be, well, Jim is out, Bam is out, so we like everyone is like gonna explode, right? But their lineup is so bad. It's like it's like Lowry and G Leaguers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no, besides Strus, but you know what I mean.
No, totally.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, is there a chance they're gonna score like 85 points tonight? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, that's why I actually think guys like Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, and Max Strus, even though they have maybe the most upside, because if the game does stay close, that means they're going to go off, right? But if it doesn't stay close, those are the first guys that get yanked, and you're going to see like Jovic play 35 minutes. You're going to see this guy Jamal Cain play 30. It's going to be all these deep G League bench guys who are going to play the game if it gets blown out. My only concern is that it's Eric Spoelstra, and it seems like he's just the best coach ever and will keep this game competitive. But yeah, that's a tricky one. Yeah, Dominic saying Kyle Lowry, a good play. It's possible that he projects more than usually. I'll pull up Kyle Lowry right now and see what his cap is. But I mean, yes. Go ahead, Noam. Go ahead.
No, it's exactly my point. It's all cap related because so yeah, what is Lowry's cap? 31?
31, and he's projecting. I think this projections probably should be a little bit higher, saying 32.5 right now. But I mean, especially if Gabe Vincent's out too. I mean, like they only have so many guys. So we'll have to pay attention to that. The other injury news too that we gotta probably talk about. I pronounced Nick Nurse wrong as the best coach. I apologize, Top Shot Talk. The other situation we should probably talk about a little bit is the Denver Nuggets situation. So Jokic is still going to miss some time. Jamal Murray's out, and Aaron Gordon. I don't think they've ruled Aaron Gordon out, but they said he missed shoot around today with his illness. So it sounds like he's going to miss time as well. So I don't know. Anything you take away from that spot?
So I looked at forgot who they played, but I looked at the last game of the Nuggets.
Yeah, it was the Knicks, I think.
Yeah, and I think Jeff Green got 28 minutes and DeAndre Jordan got 26, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that was something that I was pointing out too. DeAndre Jordan is just too old I can't do it. I can't do DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, me neither, because I remember his cap is 13.
Yeah, no
and,
way.
And I don't, I could be wrong, but I don't think they're gonna play him 26 minutes again, even if Jokic and Gordon is out, because it's also like matchup related, right? So they're playing the Mavs.
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, let's say they play most of the game like with a small ball lineup, and they play Jeff Green. Like, can he not guard Dwight Powell? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, do they need DeAndre Jordan for that?
No, absolutely not. And Jeff Green is one of those guys that every once every 2 months is going to put up like a 30-point game. Like, that's just, it doesn't matter. He could be 55 and that's like Jeff Green's going to do that. Like, he just every year does something like that. Yeah, Jeff Green's somebody that's interesting. The other one, I actually don't think he has a card on the site. I want to double check right now because I looked at it this morning. I was really excited for. Yeah, he doesn't. Zeke Naji was the one that I really wanted. He played like 20 minutes. Yeah, he played like 20 minutes. He also, like, if the game gets out of hand, he's absolutely going to play a bunch. He can shoot the 3 too, but he's not on there, so it's probably not worth diving in. And
let me ask you, do you have a projection on I think his name is Chris Brown? I'm not sure about the first name.
Yes, I bought him today. I was excited about Braun. Braun is the rookie. I forget where he went to school.
Yeah.
So his projection's not great. So he's projected at 7 with a cap of 10. But I think this is I think this is coming in way too light because Jamal Murray's out, right? So Bones is now your starting point guard, and Bones like can only play 30, 35 minutes. He's not going to play more than that, right? So and that's the only, and Ish Smith is out, Jamal Murray's out, so they don't have any other point. They don't have any other guards. He's got to play, right?
Right. I'm trying to see how many minutes he got last game, but I tell you why else I like him, because the Nuggets are so short-handed that this could be a blowout. And if it's a blowout, maybe he plays like 24 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So it's another scenario that you can take into consideration. Let me see how many minutes he got last game.
I want to say he played like 18 or something like that. I thought it was solid. Also, while you're looking that up, I saw Bam is now unlikely to play. So it sounds like Bam is out.
So he didn't play well, but stats-wise, but he had 15 minutes last game.
Right. And that was with Jamal and Bones both being in. So you got to think he's playing at least 23 to 24 minutes this game, I would think.
It could be. And if it's a blowout, like, could be even more. I don't know.
He plays more. Yeah. I'm with you. Because of course, Josh Harvey's asking, is Dedmon worth playing? Dedmon's out. Dedmon is out, Josh. So don't play Dedmon. Because I was looking at Bones, and Bones is obviously going to project well. I love Bones Highland, and he's got like a cap of 22, projecting for 29. But if we go over to the market, you're going to see Bones is already appropriately priced, right, or inflated. So it's not worth
inflated.
Yeah, it's not worth taking a shot at that right now. If we go to lowest price for Bones, $41. So like that doesn't make sense. But to your point, we go to Christian Braun. And like he's not $10, and I agree with you. I think that's like a better dart.
Yeah, it's a risk I can live with, because like it's, even if it doesn't ball out, like there's 82 games in the season. You know, like at some point he's gonna get a shot. So yeah, I'll be fine with taking that risk.
Absolutely, and he's a rookie. I like taking shots on those guys who are gonna have. Wow, holy crap. Chances to grow, I was going to say. But anyways, all right. So Gabe Vincent's out. We've got these are the players that the Heat have. Holy shit. Lowry, Jamal Cain, who we talked about earlier. So now Jamal Cain's probably going to moon. Strus, yeah, he's got one. I think I got it for like $5 today. Max Strus, Caleb Martin, Jovic, someone named Haywood Highsmith, who sounds like he was a poet in England back in the 1600s. And then Orlando Robinson. Like, so I'm deep in the weeds. I've never heard of Orlando Robinson or Haywood Highwood. What is it? Haywood Highsmith. Man, so I honestly, Noam, I'm thinking about what you were saying earlier, right? About like Lowry and and like Caleb Martin and Strus, if they only have that many guys, like even if it is a blowout, they're still probably going to play like 30 minutes, right? Because they don't have enough guys.
Yeah, it's possible. And also, like, maybe they don't want to lose too bad. They don't want it to be humiliating or anything like that.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Let's go. Let me see what Kane is right now. Man, what a shit show for Miami.
I mean, I don't know about you, but even though they're so short-handed, I would be really scared to play anyone besides those like Jamal Kane and Jovic guys that have like a cap under 10 points.
Yeah, well, he only have wow. So there's no limited cards listed.
Oh, wow.
I'm not wiling out, right? Am I? Should I be listing this for? Yeah,
Maybe
I got it for $10. I should list this for like 100 right now, right?
maybe just people are not selling him.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great. It messes up my lineups because I definitely had some Gabe Vincent. I'm gonna have to go in there and make a move. But yeah, I totally agree with your take here. I think Jovic and Kane are probably two of my favorite plays. And then if you already have a Lowry or already have a Strus, sure, I think that's a fine buy too. But man, what a weird slate with those two teams like throwing a big wrench in there,
For sure.
Do you want to? Why don't you, if you're okay, peeking behind the curtain a little bit, do you want to take us through some of your core, some of the guys that you're excited about headed into this weekend?
Sure. Are you asking specifically about my lineup, or in general, like who do I think is interesting?
Yeah, just who you think. Yeah, I won't make you completely reveal the lineup. I don't want anyone trying to dupe you out there. But yeah, take me through like some of the like your thought process into heading into this game week, and then maybe some of your lineup plays.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go game by game.
Yeah, and I'll pull them up over on Momentum Labs as we go too. And also,
Okay.
let me remind people as you're doing that, because I know a lot more people are here now. If you like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Gnome into the chat.
Yeah.
You get a shot at a giveaway. We're going to give away a limited card here at the end. And also, our man Sneeps donated a Taco Fall Top Shot moment, so we'll give away that as well.
Nice.
All right,
okay. Let me see. So the first game we just went over on the Wizards and the Heat. I'm looking at RotoWire. Okay, so the second game could be interesting. It's the Hornets and the Cavs.
I like that one.
Now, I'm looking at the schedule ahead, and I think it's also interesting because both teams plays twice. I know the Hornets are also playing. I think the Wizards on Sunday, and the Cavs. I forgot who their second game is. I think the Heat. I think they're playing the Heat. If I'm not wrong.
One thing about the Cavs too, I think Jared Allen is still questionable, and Charlotte is so bad against bigs. So if he ends up sitting, I think both Kevin Love and Evan Mobley, if you already have those guys, are solid.
Yeah, I was just gonna say at the beginning of the show that it's like I'm still waiting on those updates that if Jared Allen sits in this matchup, I think Evan Mobley is a really good player.
I totally agree. They've like refused to guard bigs. Like any big that goes up against Charlotte just gets absolutely decimated. So I totally agree with that. I kind of am rooting for Jared Allen to be out just for that reason. I think Kevin Love too. I think Kevin Love ends up being kind of interesting as well.
I think it's interesting because I guess 1 out of 10 games, he gives you like a 40 to 50 point performance fantasy wise if he gets the minutes.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and like right now, because you're absolutely right. His cap's 27, projection at 25. Again, I think that gets bumped a little bit if Allen sits. But let's look at Mobley too, because I feel like Mobley, not Isaiah, Evan Mobley. There we go. He's got a cap of 31, projecting for 32.5. Again, these are just projections, so don't take this for gold. But again, if Allen sits, I think that gets a nice boost in this matchup. I like it quite a bit. Man down. We got a camera down, baby.
Give me just a second.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
I like it. Mark says, just a heads up, Sean. Wait, who's Sean? Who are you talking to? Gary Harris is back tonight. May take a bit. Because we were talking about Suggs earlier, I guess, in the chat. Wow, Gary Harris. I haven't heard that name in a while. All right. Sorry, I cut you off here. So let's get back to it. Who else is sticking out?
Okay, so I love Mobley, especially if Allen's out, but even if Allen's in, they have 2 games, and I still think Mobley is totally solid, even if Allen plays. Obviously, it's better if he doesn't. On the Cleveland side, I'm not sure if anyone sticks out, but I think the Hornets could be interesting in a few plays. I think, what's his name? Nick Richards.
Oh yeah, Nick Richards for Charlotte. Yeah, we can pull him up because I know Mark Williams is still out too. So let me find.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got Nick Richards over here with for projection wise, cap of 17, projection just under 15. But I like Nick Richards too. He's shown double upside.
Yeah, I think he had like a specific game like in the beginning of the season when he really blew up, like 20 points, 10 rebounds, or something like that. Like in the second or third game, I think.
Yeah.
So I think they're just gonna need his size against like Mobley and Allen, or even just one of them. And I could see a scenario when Mason Plumlee gets into foul trouble.
Yeah, I also like never want to be excited about Mason Plumlee, so I always root for foul trouble when we're talking about the Plum Dog millionaire, as Jeb said earlier in the chat. But Jeb was high on Plum Dog. But yeah, we're seeing projection 26, cap of 24 on Plum Dog. But you're right. If he gets into foul trouble in this matchup, and again, if you're projecting that the Cavs bigs are going to do well, that means foul trouble is in the range of outcomes. And if that happens, I totally agree.
Yeah, I think it's a sneaky play. And here's the other thing. Like, you tell me what's your opinion, because I'm really on the fence here. Um, Terry Rozier. So I think he has a lot of room for upside. I'm just a little bit afraid because he still has a pretty high cap. So
Yeah, that's so I love Terry Rozier. That's my only concern is that he is that with like his cap is high because LaMelo just got back, right? Like I think I'd be more excited about him in a couple of weeks when his cap kind of evens out a little bit. Because you're right though, Scary Terry, like at any given point, can have a crazy ceiling game. Let me pull him up. I also was just seeing.
especially,
Yeah, I was just looking at Orlando Robinson too. I didn't realize. Oh, here you go. He's got a cap of 38, projection of like almost 36. So yeah, I think if that cap comes down a little bit in a couple of weeks after like the LaMelo shit evens out, um, but I don't hate it, man. I don't hate it because at any given point, Terry can go for like 40 real points.
yeah, and I'll tell you what, like LaMelo's out. I don't even know if they have a backup point guard, because I think Dennis Smith is also probably not going to play, right?
Yeah, no, I think Dennis. I'm pretty sure Dennis Smith's out.
And Hayward is questionable.
Oh wait, hold on. AJ saying LaMelo is out this week. I'm so sorry. I thought LaMelo was back. I missed that injury, but now that you say that, I do recall. Let me pull up LaMelo over here just to confirm.
Yeah, he stepped on some fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was,
I take it back, dude. Lock in Scary Terry, baby. Lock him in.
man. I got LaMelo in my Yahoo Fantasy League with
Mm.
my friends in a private league, and that was so frustrating.
You get to enjoy him for 48 hours.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no,
man.
I apologize that I wasn't up to date on that. I like that call quite a bit then because that was my only concern is that his cap was so high for LaMelo being back. But if LaMelo is not here, lock and load, lock and load.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only facilitator they got at the moment,
Right.
especially if Hayward's out. And I tell you what, I don't know about Cleveland, but I like the fact that they're playing the Wizards on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I just know because I follow the Wizards a lot because of Danny Avdija.
Yeah.
And I know like a lot of the Wizards game are high scoring games.
It's true. They're
Um,
not playing a ton of defense.
Yeah. So I think on Sunday maybe he can explode on them. So I think you should keep an eye on him. I don't know if I play him, but he's interesting.
I like that. I like that you have 2 shots at a ceiling game from him too. I like that.
Hmm.
Anybody else that's been like on your radar that you were pretty psyched about? And if not, that's okay. We can move on back to some of the other news.
Yeah, sure. So there's a few. There's 2 games. I mean, one of them we talked about, but we didn't talk about the Mavs.
Yeah.
One game that I think is interesting is Pacers Rockets. It's a classic. It's a classic game to stack players from,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And the other thing about the Mavs is that I was high on him last week as well, and he gave like a 48 fantasy points against the Rockets. But I really like Christian Wood
Yeah.
against the Nuggets as well.
Yeah, I Christian Wood too. Like he came out absolutely firing in that game against Houston last night, where he I think he was checked in for all of 3 minutes and already had 5 shots up, and I was like, all right, Christian Wood's ready. I like that too because McGee's still supposed to miss some time, I think, right? And so I feel like his minutes are a little bit more secure.
So he's a game time decision, but McGee usually doesn't play over 10 minutes a game. But Maxi
Right.
Kleber is out. I just saw.
Oh, there we go. All right. So if Cleaver's out, yeah, that's always my biggest concern is that I don't know what Dwight Powell, what blackmail he has on Jason Kidd that he's required to start and play him for 8 minutes a game. But between McGee and Powell, but now if Cleaver's out, I like Christian Wood. I like Christian Wood quite a bit.
Yeah, and I also think it's like a classic game to go small ball with like Jokic out.
Yeah.
I see Dallas playing without a center most of the game.
Oh, really? Oh, well, if that's the case, then yeah, I like that quite a bit. Let me just bring
Yeah.
Christian Wood over here. All right,
What's the
Christian.
projection say?
A cap of 26, projection of 34. So that's a pretty solid bump. We like that quite a bit. We like that quite a bit. I know people are concerned that is Luka out. No, I believe Luka that was more of a game, a rest
Luka
game.
plays. It was just resting because it's back to back.
Yeah. I wanted to pull up somebody over here because I saw shout out our man actually Jeb Bush who went shopping for Orlando Robinson, but that's one of the guys who's going to be starting for the Heat tonight. And did I spell Orlando Robinson
I'm
wrong?
so confused by who's playing in the Heat tonight.
I know. It's crazy, but I'm pretty sure the floor has been swept on this guy.
Oh, hold on. Let me show one thing.
Yeah.
See Larry Nance?
Yeah, Larry, you want me to pull up Larry Nance?
No, I was just gonna say that I know Zion is questionable, and I think Larry Nance could be a sneaky play as well if Zion is out.
No, that's a great call. Larry Nance, it's funny when and you can get him for $10 right now with a cap of 22. When I've seen that with Larry Nance, Trey Murphy, and then even Najee Marshall, they all get a nice bump when Zion misses. I just for fun, I hope Zion plays. But
Oh yeah.
I wanted to pull up Orlando Robinson though, because this is what I thought was so amazing about this. My guy has a cap of 0.
No way.
He's got a cap of 0, and that's why the low ask is 54. And you can see actually Jeb Bush, he in a chat said he bought like 5 of them all around $30. So good for you, Jeb. But cap of 0, I mean, holy crap, that's a free play. Like you just to get to fire a bunch of stuff out. So this Miami situation is going to be, it's probably going to be a terrible basketball game to watch, but will be fun otherwise. Let's kind of scroll around Momentum Labs a little bit and maybe just kind of one of the things that I really like to do is just poke around the cap 20 and under and then see anything that comes green and just kind of react to it a little bit and see how we feel. I'm seeing right at the 20 mark, DeAndre Hunter and Tim Hardaway Jr. Both of those guys super scoring dependent, right?
Yeah. I don't love DeAndre Hunter in fantasy.
Me neither. I mean, I truly feel the same way about both of them, where it's they could get 20 real life points and then still not get there. You know what I mean?
The second one you said besides Hunter?
Tim Hardaway Jr. Sorry.
I think he actually had a really good game last game.
Right. Well, that was when Luka sat and when
right.
when I forget who else sat that game too. But yeah,
Yeah,
Honey Badgers. There we go. Actually, yeah. Why don't we do this too while we continue to scroll through? If you guys have questions, we'll fire around and see what we can find. So AJ's saying thoughts on Christian Koloko in the daunting Toronto situation. Any takes on Koloko?
Well, what's his cap?
His cap is 13, and for the projection, he's got him up around 20, which is nice.
I think it's tricky. I think it's high risk, high reward kind of move because the Raptors are so positionless team,
right?
That I could see them just playing I don't know, Scotty Barnes at the 4, Todd Young at the 5, and Koloko playing 12 minutes.
And it's so frustrating, right? And because if you get it right, they play because Nick Nurse finds his rotation and he's like, these are my guys. I'm going to play you all 38 minutes. So if you get it right, it's a home run. But if you get it wrong, you're getting 4 fantasy points and that's it,
I just think that like if you're looking for a move in this range in the cap, why just not go with Thad Young? You know?
Let's look at Thad Young. So this cap is of 13, right? If I pull up Thad Young over here, I think his cap is a little bit higher though, isn't it? Thad Young cap of 11, so a little bit less, but a little bit more price wise. But the minutes are a little bit more secure, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can check out their last game. I think Coloco was, I don't know, playing like around the 10 minutes mark. Maybe I'm wrong,
Yeah,
but that's
no,
what
no, I think you're right. I think you're right. And Thad, right here, look at this. I mean, the cap of 11 with a projection of 29. We look at Coloco, who has a higher cap of 13 and a projection of 20. So, like, clearly, Thad is the better play right there.
yeah. How do you feel about Benton?
Oh man, I love him as a basketball player, but what is his cap now? Like, I
It's
like.
it's
Oh,
it's
it's
11. He
he's
was the
down
reason
there.
I had a really good week, but I don't know if he can repeat that crazy performance.
Yeah, it looks like he's listed as out right now. I don't know. He has an ankle injury. It says.
Really?
Let
Let me
me.
see.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I didn't see it
I
either.
can't.
Let me see.
It just says he's out one game, and that was. Oh no, that says 11-23, which is a little confusing. But yeah, all right. TST, famous Canadian, confirming left game didn't come back the last game. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, if that is the case, right? Well, no, I'm not going to get too weird. Fred VanVleet's back, so I was going to say, or do we start looking at Malachi Flynn? But they just
Does
don't seem to want to play Malachi Flynn.
does Gary Trent is he playing?
Which one?
Gary Trent.
Oh yeah, I think Gary Trent should be back, right?
Is he
Because
back?
let's see. No, it still says he's out. It still says he's out. So don't go to Gary Trent. Forget that. Well, if Gary Trent, well, maybe it is Malachi Flynn season. But this is no, he's got a cap of 8, projection of 7. This is one of those situations though where TST saying don't say Flynn. When uh when these injuries happen, everyone looks for like the next guy up, but instead we should be looking at the guys that are already up. So like Fred VanVleet, Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, like those guys continue to get higher usage, I think, instead of trying to find like the cheap guy that comes in.
I think Scotty is really interesting.
He's been playing so bad too, so like he's due to get out of it.
Exactly. I mean, it's got to even out at some point, right?
I totally agree. Like I feel like his cap, it's at 33 right now. It should be at like that 38 to 40 range. So it feels like you're getting some free cap stuff. Actually, I got a question for you. Speaking of guys who are like overperforming or underperforming, but had one good game, how do you feel about Ben Simmons right now?
So I was extremely like not about playing him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll tell you why. Because I think last time I checked, his cap was something close to 30, right? What's his
Yeah,
cap?
it's 23 right now.
Okay, so that's a game changer because I remember like not too long ago his cap was around 30.
Yeah,
And I was like, look, like he doesn't score double digits. So like even if he gets 10 rebounds and 7 assists, he'll still be around that 29-30 range. So like where's the upside?
right.
But he just gave a really good game. And like his cap is way down. So I think now is actually like a solid play. What do you think?
Yeah, I think everybody hates him, so no one wants to play him. But I agree. I think like I agree that Ben Simmons is annoying and not as good as we thought he was. But I would also say that he's way better than what he's been playing lately. Like he's still a fantasy guy in the sense that he gets blocks, he gets steals, he gets rebounds, he gets assists. So he's not, you're right. He's not going to get you like 25 real life points, but he can get you like 8, 10, 12, and 5. And that is
Right.
a very solid game. And so like here he's got him projected for 20, projected for almost 30 with a cap of 23. And if we look at let's look at what he's going for
Did
right now.
did Sumner get injured?
Oh, I don't know. I know did Sumner get injured? Oh, he's going for $28 right there for low ask. Um, I didn't think Sumner got injured, but let me pull
So
this
I
up.
saw he only played like 6 minutes or so. So I think maybe he got injured.
Yeah, he doesn't have. Oh yeah, he's got value 0, so he must have been injured. Which I mean, honestly, so Kyrie's supposed to be back on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So that does mess up the rotation, but they do have a game before Sunday, correct? They have 2 games this weekend, or is that
I don't
wrong?
know. I'm not sure how many games they play. I can check.
Let me actually check. Hold on.
Let me check.
Because if they play 2 games, then it makes
No,
it
they
more.
have one game. They have one game.
It's just the one game on. I was gonna say that makes it a little bit trickier for guys like Cam Thomas and Yuta with Kyrie back. Although if Sumner's gonna miss time, then Cam Thomas probably slides into some more minutes. But man, that's tough. That is.
Out there, they're playing the Grizzlies, right?
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, it's risky because you can never know, but I think they're gonna prioritize Ben Simmons to play defense on Ja. So I think he's gonna be prioritized to play more than usual, I think.
Yeah, I like it. I like that quite a bit. Coach Stark Holmes, I think this is a fun question. So, and also Dominic asked about Peyton Pritchard. So, the Celtics situation, Marcus Smart is out, but Malcolm Brogdon is back. So I do think that messes with it a little bit. It was Peyton Pritchard was a much better play the other night when both Smart and Brogdon were out. But they're asking, Coach Stark asks, do you like Jamal Cain, the guy that you just were introduced to 20 minutes ago, or Peyton Pritchard? Do you have a lean on Pritchard at all?
So I think Pritchard is a solid play. It's really hard for me to answer about Cain because I've never seen him play. Like,
I know you're just out there being like, well, he's gonna play 30 minutes, right? Like you're banking on the minutes. So Peyton right here has a cap of 4 and a projection of 19. As a resident Celtics fan, I think that's a little bit high, only because they do have Derek White and Malcolm Brogdon now, and maybe Pritchard's the first guard off the bench, but like we've seen this new coach have a little Nick Nurse in him, where he was just like, you know what? Instead, I'll play Tatum and Brown 38 minutes. I'll play Derek White 38 minutes. So I think it's a fine play. Let's look at Cain again in here, see if they have updated projections. He's got him for a cap of 7, projection of 19. What was Pritchard? Pritchard was a cap of 11, I think. Wait, Pritchard's a cap of 4 still?
Yeah.
What did I say Cain was?
Is he a 7? Okay.
Cap of 7. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. That's pretty close, dude. I don't know. Coach. I'm sorry. This is like the worst show ever. Like we don't know who Jamal Cain is. We're like, I don't know.
It feels like a coin flip at this point.
It does. I think so. Here you go. Here's your take. I think Peyton Pritchard is safer, right? He's not going to play as many minutes as Cain, but he's going to come in and he's going to hit 3 threes at least, right? He's going to get you like 9 points, 3 assists, a couple rebounds. Cain could just get exercise. Like he might just run around for a half an hour, but he's going to play a shit ton of minutes. So I don't know. There you go. Someone asked me to look up Quentin Grimes. I think Quentin Grimes is still out, right? Isn't Grimes still missing time?
I'm not sure. I know he was back lately, but
yeah.
But he's playing for Tibbs, which Tibbs is like he likes to play everyone 38 minutes.
Yeah, and if you're not in the rotation, you're not in the rotation. Like it seems like Cam Reddish has now become that guy. Also, officially, dude, ready? Here's this Miami Heat. So Bam's officially ruled out. The Heat still have Gabe Vincent listed as available, only because they need at least 8 guys.
Wow.
So he's not going to play. So the Heat are going to play 7. It's Jamal Cain. You got to play Cain over Pritchard.
Dude, this is extreme.
Right? 7 guys. This feels like a high school game.
So like when I used to play DFS, this was like a typical night to have a few different lineups.
Yeah.
In one lineup, play this Cain guy. In the other lineup, play this Orlando Robinson.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
Like every lineup you play someone else, and you just hope for one of them to have like a crazy game and like, you know.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's talking me back into this Kyle Lowry situation because they're all just going to play so many minutes, like a 7-man rotation in a full NBA game. Like, sure, Lowry, if it's a blowout, Lowry's definitely the first one to go, right? He's the first one to sit, especially with Jimmy going to miss a couple of games. But man,
tell you what, I could see the Lowry point. Like, however, like at a cap of 31, like
I agree.
I don't know, like. Think about it. It's also going to be way more challenging for Lowry to get open shots.
Totally. I totally agree. I think I would rank them if I had to rank all, not all. I'm not going to rank all the Heat guys, but I think Jamal Cain and Jovic, right, with a cap of 7 and a cap of 4. That just gives you so much roster flexibility that those are my two favorite plays. Max Strus and then probably Caleb Martin and then Kyle Lowry. Like I think that would be my order. Matt, like, and again, that's almost like age based where I'm like, well, Strus is the next youngest, so he'll play the next most minutes. People were asking about Jared Allen in the chat. We're still waiting for Jared Allen news. And again, that will dictate a lot of stuff. Marvin's asking about DDR, Mr. DeMar DeRozan. We can pull him up over here. I never played DeRozan. That doesn't mean he's a bad play. I just don't do it. He's got a cap at 32 and a projection of 35. I don't know. You got any DeRozan takes?
I think it's not a bad play. He only plays once, but they played a Magic. Every certain amount of games, it could be once in 5 games, once in 10 games, but every now and then DeRozan goes off. So
right.
And
I mean, Levine I know he's back now, but he's been sitting some games because of that weird knee injury. So if he does miss a game this weekend, I don't remember how many the Bulls play off the top of my head. But if he does miss a game, then he's got like all of the usage in the world and he becomes a pretty good play.
Yeah, well, for now I know he's healthy, right?
Right. Yeah. For now he is.
Yeah. So I like DeRozan tonight, but I don't love it. Would be my take.
I'm with you there. Hayden, this is a good one too, because it goes, I forget who the Nuggets are playing. I know we talked about it earlier, but he is asking about Michael Porter Jr. I mean, hey, listen, if Aaron Gordon is out and his game stays competitive, it's because Michael Porter Jr. scored 30, right?
Probably. Yeah.
So let's pull him up over here. But again, they're going to be missing like their 3 most potent offensive players in Jokic, Jamal Murray, and wait, where am I over here? All right. What am I looking at over here? Hold on. All right, here we go. So he's got a cap of 33 and he's projecting for 31. But I do think, I mean, here's the thing. You could make the argument that Porter Jr. projects better when Jokic is actually in because Jokic facilitates so much of the offense, gives him so many open shots. That's where Michael Porter Jr. thrives, right? Yeah, and the Nuggets are playing Dallas, which is one of like the best defenses in the league, right? So, yeah, I don't know, man. I think if you have Michael Porter Jr., it's fine, but I wouldn't be like scouring the marketplace to go buy Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy him in an inflated price for sure.
Yeah,
but they do play twice, so it's not a bad play. He can go off at least one game.
And it looks like Jokic should be back for their second game. All right, here's some other ones. You checked. No, I went back to I know it looks like Kevin Porter Jr. is highlighted. I'm looking at Michael down here. I know. People are saying Chris Paul is out. We got that one. Joker is if Ja's out. Is Joker Rock? I don't know what you're asking. Is Ja questionable tonight?
I think Ja's playing on Sunday, or does he play tonight as well?
Yeah, he plays tonight as well. He plays OKC. We've got Ja versus SGA tonight, which is fun.
It is. Let's see.
Joker Rock, I'm confused. Those are my options. Not buying anything. I'll play. Chris Paul's already been ruled out, so you shouldn't play Chris Paul. Jared Allen, JA. Okay, so if Jared Allen is out, play. Well, Chris Paul's out, so don't do him. Jeremy Grant for sure. Jeremy Grant's been balling, man.
Yeah, he's so underrated, man. He's so good.
He really is. He really is. Romeo Langford, he's been a fun one who's been popping lately. He's got a cap of 7 and a projection of 10. But the reason I like this Romeo Langford type play is Greg Popovich just randomly sits guys, right?
Yeah. Is Keldon Johnson out?
So I don't think they've made an official ruling on Kelly. He missed last night's game like super last minute, which was very stupid. But it sounds like he's still good to go. So, but you don't know. Like maybe they're like, oh, Devin Vassell blew his nose wrong, so he's out. Entice is saying, do you like? Well, Entice. The thing is, we don't know about Jared Allen yet. So if Jared Allen's in, I think he's a great play against Charlotte. But we're still waiting for that news. Levert. We can look up Levert. And people are asking about Caleb Houston as well for Orlando, which we can talk about. I don't know. Do you any thoughts on Houston while I pull up Levert?
About the Rockets?
The Magic are playing. I forget who the Magic are playing, but Paolo's still out, and Caleb Houston, I think his name is. I'll
Oh,
pull
okay,
him.
okay. I thought you were asking about the Houston Rockets. Okay.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. Or is it Houston? What's his name? Is he not even in the? Oh, there he is. Yeah.
I think it's Canadian, but I'm not sure.
Oh, there was so TST probably has him locked in. So he's going to cap a 7 and a projection of 11. I mean, yeah, if you need a cheap guy, right? We're a fan.
I mean, you can, but I just think there are better options if you want to play that cap.
Yeah. I mean, like any of the Miami guys I would take over him. Like, yeah. Okay. I know, yeah. Oh, go ahead, Nick Richards. Is that what we said?
Pritchard.
Oh yeah, Pritchard. Yeah, I would definitely take Pritchard over him. And I don't even think Pritchard's that expensive actually over here. I actually sold a Pritchard today, and now I'm bummed out about it because I just was like, oh yeah, he'll be back. Marcus Smart will be back. Brogdon will be back. Let's see, Peyton Pritchard low ask for the limited is it's up to 20. Let's look at Houston or whatever his name is. Let's see. Or Houston, $8. So yeah, I get why. Yeah, but Peyton Pritchard's definitely a better play. He's definitely a better play. Okay, man, this one I don't like because I don't like either of these. Urban Dog So Rare. He said McConnell or Matisse Thybulle.
So if I would had to choose, I would probably go with McConnell.
Yeah,
I'm not loving both, but I would choose McConnell.
McConnell's projecting really well. So he's a cap of 12, projection of 17, and then who's the other guy? Oh yeah, Matisse Thybulle. Matisse.
I'll tell you my secret strategy playing so well.
All right.
Always play players that are playing against the Rockets.
The Rockets, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing in DraftKings like all year long too. Like just do that.
Yeah.
Sean says, is anyone else playing the rare tournament? Sean, I'm in the rare contender. Actually, we're getting close to the end of this, so I should probably take a peek at some of these rosters that we're looking at. But before I do that, because I actually have to update one of mine in real time, so maybe we'll do that together. We've got 61 entrants, which is like half of the people here right now. What are y'all doing? Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Gnome. I'm also going to share Gnome's Twitter again in the chat. So go follow Gnome. Gnome's been doing some really good stuff. He's got a YouTube channel as well that I'll drop into the chat. Check that out. And Gnome, dude, man, I really appreciate you being down to do this because as you've noticed probably by watching some of these shows, it's way better when we have a guest.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I'm always happy to talk some NBA.
Yeah, so we'll have to do this like a little bit more regularly. I know we have TST coming on the Monday shows. We'll get John Boy on here again. Yeah, I should probably share the link to Momentum Labs as well. Getting all my links in here now before we get closer to the end for the giveaway. But the Momentum Labs are the projections we've been using tonight. And again, they're just projections, so everybody relax. But if you're into it, check it out. All right, let me show you what my lineups were looking like, and we'll have to update what I got because with this Miami news, I gotta change one of mine. So I'll start with and I don't know how you've been doing this. This is actually a good conversation piece. I've been like focusing most of my attention on the rare contender and the limited contender. How have you been approaching your builds?
So at the first weeks, I always started with the limited contender. That was like my bread and butter, and it worked well because like this week it was my second time getting like a tier 2 reward.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was this close for a tier 1. I probably saw my tweet. I was for like 2 days, and I ended up 13. I got Kawhi in the reward.
That is incredible. It's a great reward. It
is just in time. I'll tell you what I like about it because he's playing like 20 minutes now. I think within a week or 2 weeks, his cap will be like something ridiculous. Like 22.
I totally agree. Wow. Also, Kevin Porter Jr. just got ruled out. So, man, Jalen Green, remember Knicks, our guy Knicks?
This is awesome. Listen, I have 2 guys from the Rockets. I'm dying to play and are in my cards.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting for this news for KPJ to be out.
So who are those guys? Can you tell us who those guys are?
Yeah, of course. I don't mind. So I have Jalen Green.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it should be a really chalky play
Yep.
because they're playing the Pacers, which is one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA as far as net rating. So it should be a high scoring game. I mean, Pacers Rockets, right?
I would think so.
Yeah. And obviously, he's going to have more usage now with KPJ out. And I think I have Eason, but I think both Eason and Kenyon Martin Jr. are great plays.
I was wondering if you're going to say Kenyon Martin Jr. I like that too. I do. I think you could play any Rocket though. Like I know a lot of questions. Like so, Joker Rock says running Şengün, Green, and Jabari Smith. I think that's fine too. I think all of those Rockets are in a good spot now because Kevin Porter Jr. facilitated almost all of the offense. Like he wasn't necessarily putting up 25 real life points, but he was dominating the ball. So I think that's solid. So this is my rare contender, where I have Terrence Mann, Draymond Green, Jeremy Grant as my 3 rare plays. I don't have a ton of rare moments. So that's what I was rolling out there. And then Jovic and Jalen Green. So I actually thought Gabe Vincent was in this lineup, but I think I'm probably going to leave this as is. How does this make you feel? Do we hate it? Were you okay with it?
I like it because Jovic, I think, is one of the safest plays. Jalen Green, we just talked about it. Man, I like because I know Luke Kennard is out. And they're playing the Spurs, so I think it's a great matchup to play man.
Yeah, he seems safe.
Green is a hit or miss, but they have 2 games. So
yeah, they have 2 games, and man, his cap is down to 25 now. Where like if he has a bad game, it's probably 20 to 25 range. But if he has a good game, it's in the 40s. So yeah, I hate it. I don't love playing Draymond. But in this situation, having to play 3 rares, I'll actually look at the rare champion just so you can see, because I just randomly fire the rest of my rare champions in there. So we have Jalen Smith. This was actually my reward. Jordan Poole, who I really only like playing if one of those guys sits. If they don't sit, I don't think Jordan Poole's a great play at that cap. Trey Murphy, I actually do really like, and you could talk me into playing Trey Murphy over Draymond if Zion sat, but. Anyways, that's just what I was randomly thrown in. And then the limited contender, I think this is the one I need to edit now with Gabe Vincent in there. Yeah. So I had Christian Braun, who we talked about, Gabe Vincent, Usman Garuba, and Kevin. So now I need to take out both Kevin Porter Jr. and Garuba.
Wait, is Garuba out too?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Not Garuba. I meant Gabe Vincent. I meant Gabe Vincent that I need to take out. Actually what I'm going to do, we'll build this together. I'm going to delete this and delete my limited champion because that's why not a lot of my cards are popping up. And
I would make a suggestion though for you to kind of not put all of your eggs in one basket, because I saw you were playing Jeremy Grant in this too.
Yeah.
So I would consider playing him at 1, not both, because with a fairly free cap, it could be a bit risky to play him in both lineups.
So you just wouldn't play it at all? Like
Jeremy
the second
Grant?
one? Yeah.
So you're playing him at your rare competition, right?
Yeah, I was playing him in the rare contender, and then I had so I have a rare one and I have a limited one.
So that's what I'm saying. Well, obviously it all depends on the other options you have, but
yeah,
I think they're only playing once, and I would be concerned because his cap is pretty high, and Lillard and Anthony Simons, they're all healthy, so I think he stood out when Lillard was out. So I would be a bit cautious playing him both in your limited and in your rare.
That's good. That's good feedback. I like that. I think what I'm going to try to do then, we'll try to keep Grant out of this lineup. So we can't play Grant, can't play Kevin Porter Jr., really can't play Jamal Murray. So maybe we start with Ben Simmons and then try to find some cheapos down here. I think Braun was one. We might be able to go back to man again at 15. I know you were saying maybe not play both of them, but he feels a little bit easier.
Yeah, he feels a little safer.
What do you think about Daishin Nix now with Kevin Porter Jr. out? I know he's kind of he's been playing 12 minutes a game maybe, but with Kevin Porter Jr. out, I don't know. Do we think he gets enough of a bump?
Well, I think he gets more minutes. I think he does get more minutes, but I haven't seen him playing enough basketball to give an educated opinion.
I forgot I had Jamal Cain. So I think we just plug in Jamal Cain and then we bang this two times here. We've got 35 cap. We just go Keldon and Zion and hope they both play, right?
I mean, if they play, it's a great lineup.
Yeah, if they play, we feel good about this. There's a good chance they don't, and we'll have to revisit. But we shoot for the moon here. We shoot for the moon. Here we go. Let me get a couple more questions in here too while I continue to do this. Thad Young or Pritchard? Man, I think I would go Thad. What about you?
It's tough because their cap is different. Well, I would say something I heard TST saying on the previous show.
Yeah.
It depends if it gives you the option to play someone you really want to play with a higher cap by playing Pritchard, you know,
Right.
I would go that way. But if not, then I would stick to Young.
I think that makes a ton of sense. I think that makes a ton of sense. I like that call. This limited champion lineup is going to be absolute ass now that I'm looking at what I have left. This is just telling me I need to buy more stuff. Like I need to go out there and buy more
Let's
stuff.
get you some more stuff, man.
I know. I don't even have Jeff Green in a lineup yet. How did I not play Jeff Green? Why is he not popping? Oh yeah, what am I doing? You know what I'm very excited about? They announced there's more contests coming, and I'm excited to have more contests so I can use more of these moments.
Yeah,
Or these cards.
I'm not sure I got it. Is it like another limited contest?
I think there's another one where you can use an MVP too.
But is it limited?
I think I honestly don't know. I don't know. I'll have to double check. I only saw a little bit. AJ saying, how do you feel about Wiseman out of the league? Well, it bums me out because I own a Wiseman limited and a rare.
Is he down to the G League?
Yeah, he's down to the G League. He's down to the G League.
Just play the long game, you know?
That's right.
It's a long season. Don't get bummed out. Just play the long game.
Yeah, play the long game. Jonas is asking, I like this question. Would you play Paul George and Terrence Mann together?
I don't think there's a problem playing them together. What I'm more concerned about is that they're only playing once.
Right.
Like I would be concerned maybe to play Kawhi and Paul George together. But I think Terrence Mann and PG-13 is fine. I
think so too. Like I think I totally agree. Totally agree. How do you feel about Batum, guys? If I have to replace him, I need a guy with the cap at 18. You know what? This is a fun one to go over to the spread skeets over here and see what we got going. So let's look at Batum. Batum is projecting. He's got a cap of 13. He's projecting 17 points. Let's scroll. You have a cap of 18. All right. Let's see what we got here. So Chuma, I wouldn't say Chuma because that could John Conchar and Jeremy Sohan though and actually Torrey Craig. These three kind of stick out. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
There is a player I really like at 18. I made a tweet about it that I like Jalen Duren.
Oh yeah, I saw that tweet. Yeah, Jalen Duren of the Pistons with Isaiah Stewart out.
Yeah, I mean he's a monster when it comes to blocks and rebounds. Like he's the kind of guy that can give you like 10 rebounds and 3 blocks in 20 minutes. Like he did it. Like he already done it like once or twice. So I just think he has a ton of upside. And I know they're playing twice.
And with Isaiah Stewart out, like his minutes should be like pretty stable, right? Like I would imagine he's in the 25-minute range, right?
So I think he usually plays like 20 minutes, give or take. And I think they're going to play him like between 5 to 8 minutes more. Like maybe it's 25 to 28 minutes.
And if he's already such a fantasy point per minute producer, 5 minutes is like quite a bit.
Yeah, he's a pretty good producer per minute. So I know I'm planning to play him in one of my lineups.
Yeah, I like that. I like that call quite a bit. We're just getting news right now that Jared Allen is going to be playing. So Jared Allen is locked and loaded, which makes that situation a little stickier. I think Jared Allen and Evan Mobley are still solid plays. Kevin Love probably falls out a little bit, but Tasha Tesla says, happy Friday. Pascal returned to the court on-court activities will be reevaluated in weeks' time. Dude, I love the idea that Tasha Tesla sent us $10 for this. Like this, he was like, let's talk about the Raptors a little bit more. Thank you, Tasha Tesla. Oh, yeah. Honey Badger says, thoughts on Clay. Man, Clay's bumming me out. I don't know. You got any Clay takes?
I actually I love both Clay and Poole because I know they're playing the Rockets on Sunday. As I mentioned, I'm a sucker for playing players against the Rockets.
Yeah.
And I just think that at some point Clay is bound to have a good game.
Yeah, he's not going to be bad this long, right?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a good likelihood it wouldn't do anything crazy this weekend, but I just love the upside with the 25 cap,
Yeah.
because like if Clay goes off, he can easily get you like I don't know 40 fantasy points in like a really good night, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Right, and like I think we're probably at the point where everyone's like bummed out about Clay, and so that means the price goes down a little bit. That means his cap goes down a little bit. And when you look at this, right, the lowest ask for Clay right now is $32 and a cap of 25. Like, I mean, you've seen Clay score 40 real life points, so and that could happen at any given time.
I've seen him score 29 points in a quarter.
In a
Right?
quarter, yeah. All right, we're gonna be wrapping up here again. So in a second. So I want last call here. Like the stream, subscribe, hashtag gnome. We're gonna give away a limited card. I'm gonna poke around my collection to see what makes sense. We're gonna spin it twice. The first one will be for a limited, second one for a taco. I wanted to, there was something else I was gonna check. I want to see if there any more injury news came out. We get the Jared Allen thing. But I wanted to say, like, we do this on Mondays at 5:30 Eastern and Fridays at 5:30 Eastern before lock. We've been having a real good time with it. So if you haven't subscribed and hung out yet with us, do that. We do a morning show Monday through Friday. I've shared Gnome stuff too. I'll share that one more time so you guys can see that. But check out what Gnome's doing. He's doing some good stuff over there, man. It's been cool seeing, like, I mean, I don't let this sound like I'm taking credit, but it has been cool to see like people that I've met through the Team Hold space then start doing content. So I was like so pumped to share the stuff that you've been doing. It's been great, man.
I love it. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Of course. The more the merrier, man. The more the merrier. Speaking of the more the merrier, Top Shot Tesla Sharon Moore says there will only be ever be one Honey Badger, and he needs his own channel and the Team Hold Discord. RIP Rocket Silas era, but I'm taking over the green room. All right, there we go.
Tell you what, if we're about to wrap it up, I'm just gonna give a last take.
Yeah,
I think it's not a bad idea to stack the game between the Pacers and the Rockets. I
love that.
I'm planning. I'll tell you what I'm planning. I'm planning to play at least 4 players out of this game. I'm gonna play in the champion. I'm gonna play Halliburton, and in the other lineup, I'm gonna play Jalen Green, Eason, and Benedict Mathurin.
I love that. I've been playing for DFS tonight. I'm playing a lot of Miles Turner and a lot of Şengün. Like I get a lot of those guys. So I think if you own, we haven't talked a lot about that game outside of Jalen Green with Kevin Porter Jr. being out, but I think like any of those Rockets that you own, like even Garuba, like anybody that you own from that game, there should be a ton of points, not a lot of defense. I think that's going to be a fun one. But dude, no, this was awesome, man. I would love to do this again and have you come back on. This was a blast, man.
Yeah, you can count on it.
Yeah, we'll do it again. All right, we're gonna spin this giveaway. Yeah. These are the rules though. If you win, you're gonna shoot me a DM either at Mike Zakarian, or if you're in the Team Hold Discord, you can DM me over in the Discord. You can find all of our links in the show notes. So the first spin is going to be for a limited card that I'm going to go poke around and see what I'm going to give away. The second one is going to be for a Taco Fall Top Shot moment. We got 79 entrants, which means like 50 of you were like, I don't know how to do giveaways. But that's on you. All right, here we go. The winner is Rohat Sarias. Congratulations. You can DM me over here at Mike Zakarian. Congrats on the dub. That's for a limited card right there, baby. Nice. We're going to spin one more time for a little Taco Fall action for an NBA Top Shot moment. Shout out our guy Sneeps, who gave that away. Here we go. There, it's the NBA Top Shot talk. What a coward. I hate that. He won. We're going to take a screenshot of this so I can send it to the feds because he's not supposed to win. Yo, there's Rohat right there. Congrats, my man. Yeah, shoot me a DM either at Mike Zakarian or in the Discord if you're in there. So we can set you up for that. Congrats on the dub. Gnome, I know we've already plugged your stuff, but anything else we need to hit you with before we get out of here?
Not that comes in mind right now. How long do we have till it locks?
We still have another 25 minutes, or actually, no, it locks like 10 15 minutes early, right? So we got 15 minutes before lock.
Yeah.
Here.
So I'm just thinking about last minute shoppings.
Yeah, I know.
If it's not too inflated, but I'm excited for this week. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Would love to see people's lineups. So if you're in the Discord, share them in the SORARE Talk channel. Otherwise, post them on Twitter. We'll post our lineups as well. Also, again, Top Shot Tesla just like keeping the lights on here. Says, are we streaming World Cup games on playback? Yes, we are. We will be streaming World Cup games on playback. I'm very excited for the World Cup. But Noam, I know the people came for you today, man. They were pumped to see you. I appreciate you getting the word out, and we'll do it again soon. All right?
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It was fun.
All right, good luck, everybody. We'll see you out there.